Hello everyone, welcome to the new episode of the Compliance Playbook. Recently, we had a huge incident and everyone was talking about what went wrong with Kirana Pro. So, I also wanted to understand what really went wrong. So, I have got an expert today, Nirav Pancholi. He has been in the field of DevOps and cloud security for a long time. And we will talk to him to understand what really went wrong and how it could have been prevented so that the new founders who are in the same journey, they can understand, they can learn from the incident and eventually prevent this to happen. So let's start. Hi Nirav, welcome to the podcast.
Hello, Manoj. I am very happy to just join in this podcast with you.
Thank you so much, Nirav. So, Nirav, the reason we wanted you on this episode, we really want to understand that everyone is talking about the Kirana Pro. Everyone is talking about like how much loss it has made, how much trust has been lost. But I really want you to tear down the whole thing that what went wrong, what were the controls that were missing, and how it could have been prevented.
So first of all, let's see what is happened there. So now this data basically it's just what the things what we have on the tech news, okay, on the Google. There is no official statement. There is very less official statement coming from the CEO and the co-founder of the Kiran about the what issues happened. But yeah, they confirmed okay the data leak was there and this is the things happened there because they just go with the legal actions as well recently. Okay. So the thing was that the development team is there who are just developing continuously, okay, the product, the mobile application, the back end, and so much things are there. So the situation was there, employee just left the company, and that employee, that particular developer has the credentials on his name assigned to access the cloud infrastructure. Now, basically that access is not given to access the cloud infrastructure, that access was with him to do the deployment for the CI/CD pipelines, basically, okay, to just push the deployment, try and test so much things basically. But that credentials has a limitless access, kind of administrator access of the cloud. Okay.
So that was the
So
so
now,
that was the first red flag.
yeah, first red flag because there is
That
no least privilege method was adopted there. That's the first part. Now what
got it.
happened? Now that candidate left. Okay, the credentials right now is orphan. No one is using it. Okay, there is no public claim or public evidence that it's placed in the internet. Okay, so we can say okay, who does that? But based on the initial audits, now one more good thing, when the incident happened, they just figured out okay, our servers are deleted, but they don't know even how it is deleted. There is no audit trail initially.
So that was the original thing that servers got deleted.
Yeah, their EC2 servers and where they just place all the application code, that is wiped. They have the original source code, but the database, the main servers, that are just deleted. And in the
It got
cloud,
wiped
what
away.
happened? Yeah, in cloud, what happened? When just something is getting deleted, just going to ask you twice, or they have just given you a control to just prevent to shut down something or delete something. That thing's also not there in place. That's another part. Cloud give
Okay.
you the policy to implement that anyone cannot delete those resources, okay, without some root level privilege, or just turning off those policies which are just enforcing or just what I can say preventing you to delete those resources. But that thing was not there. It's a very basic stuff.
So that was the
So
second flag.
second plan, basically, the policy is not there, okay, to
Yeah.
securing the system. So now everything is lost. Even what I've just seen on the some tech blog as well, okay, they even doesn't have the strong backup policy. So some of the last 15 or 30 days data is even lost there. Not sure on that portion, but it is something that coming on the blogs actually, the tech blogs.
That's
So
the
that's a
third red
different
flag
part.
then.
So there's no strong backup policies. That's the third plan. So now what happened? Data is deleted. The first part is the business continuity. Okay, because you are going to creating the new resources, everything is there, but data is not there. That implementation is going to take a 1 day of time or maybe 2 of day of time. So for those days, business continuity just impacted badly there. Okay, and for the
my God.
startup, the name, the data, investors' background, public trust, that everything is compromised in this way, right? So after what the things that next? They just starting the auditing, okay, from the GitHub and multiple things. They just started just taking the audit trail. They just taken some expert support at that time, okay. Even they just chased to the GitHub team as well. Okay, this is the credential we store inside the GitHub and how it is leaked and so much things are there. Because many times the company thinks, okay, we are just going to shift this blame to someone. Okay, that's also happened sometime. So now in this situation, they just found, okay, this is the credentials. Okay, this credential, by using this credential, these things happen. That's the only thing they got. Now, what is the another red flag here? There is no change log management system is there. Okay.
Oh.
So now what happened with the changelog management? If we are creating some resources on top of the cloud, or if we are creating some IMAs, or we are just changing some policies or adding some new permission, we must have to document it. So at least when we just have to reverse trace it, okay, then we can just trace it down there. So this is the audit trail about even the change management system there. So that's why they also took the time to see, okay, to whom these credentials was assigned. Not it just
Got
they just
it.
figure it out like because they have a very small team, right? So they just figure it out like in only I can say a day or two. But still, it took the time. Now they just find out okay, this credential is used and this credential is given to this employee. But there is no still evidence they have. Okay, it is done by the same employee or not. Why? Because there is
because
no
he has already left.
because right now there is no strong audit trail or the monitoring system is there which is going to help you even the post-incident forensics. That's also a challenge. No doubt there are multiple ways to just going to search out from the IPs and so much things are there. But using the VPN things are very much easy nowadays, right? It's not that much tough. It's a very open market. So let's see what happened about that thing, the investigation part. But now if you see the what is the takeaway from this incident basically, okay? First part is that use the least privilege method. That's the first barrier there. Okay. Also is there don't create permanent access keys. Use the tokenize. Tokenize means what? It will be a 12-hour session. Very sufficient. Normal days, how much people use in the work in the day developer? 10 hours, 12 hours, enough time. If the token extra, they can just log in it again. So it's a temporary token. So even the token is leaked, it's not going to utilize more than 12 hours. It will be not permanent. So that's the another part. Third part is there in the cloud. Okay, first of all, you don't need to expense for any tools there. Every cloud has given this basic policy controls inside the cloud, which just you have to write, configure it. Okay, even someone just try to delete those resources, they can't. Okay, because cloud is going to prevent. Okay, there is a one policies apply there. Okay, this resource cannot be deleted. You have access permissions, you have read and write permission for those resources, but you cannot delete it.
Got it.
So this is how the business continues going to preserve that. Okay.
Got it. Thank you so much for breaking it down because I think from the outside we were like, there is something had went wrong in the Kirana Pro, but I think the way you explained the red flags that were there were so many open vulnerabilities. And when I'm listening to this, probably I think a lot of founders will be relating to this because I think early founders, they use chance that out of the red flags that you said, there will be a couple of red flags in our own environment, like in the environment of the founders that listening to this particular episode. So Nirav, thank you so much for sparing time on Sunday morning. I know Sunday mornings are for family and friends, but thank you so much for sparing time, sharing all the knowledge with us. I'm pretty sure any new founder or even any seasoned founder looking at this episode is going to learn a lot about the cloud security. And I know the kind of experience you have, Nirav. I'm pretty sure the 30-40 minutes discussion is not enough. Probably we'll keep coming back more for the more discussion, for the more insights, so that we can learn more about the cloud security. So thank you so much, and we see you again.
Thank you, Manoj. Bye.